Okay. Here we are directly above the project. Water's looking really good. Can see exactly where I am. You can see what's going on. Water's looking really good. See what Anthony has to say.
Hey, Eugene.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, did you figure out how to get in there?
Oh, I'm down here right above the project right now. Yeah. Clear as a bell.
I don't know. It shouldn't be unless it's cleared up. But you got to go down and talk to Tommy. You see a guy in a track hoe?
Not right now, no.
You got to go talk to him. So I just had him look at it, and he says, yeah, it's a little clear today. He says, but you can see about 2 feet into the water.
Yeah, I'm looking right above the project right now. I can see the bottom everywhere I look. I look right, I look left.
Where are you on the project right now?
Well, I don't know whose house or whatever this is here. There's a backhoe. There's a little kid's playground slide. I'm probably trespassing.
Oh, okay.
I probably ought to leave before I get shot or something, you know. But that's just...
No. Hey, why don't you go down there and visit the guy in the track hoe? I mean, honestly, we don't want, you know, I mean, I know we're upsetting you, and we obviously apologize for that. We know we're going to cause some inconvenience for the next month or so, but, man, we don't want to be bad neighbors with anybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's not bad for you to know the guys that are there, and, you know, so...
Well, I feel like grabbing my fishing pole, I can tell you that. But, you know, it's just one of those things. I understand it's a project and, you know, you're trying to get things done. But, man, you know, I mean, it's just, we got a bad situation going here. And, you know, that's all there is to it. There needs to be a little bit more done to catch some more of that silt. I mean, you know, it's horrible. I've been, you know, up to the bridge. I've been up on 89. I've been right here on this property. And it's being caused by the work that's being done by your guys.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt that is a lot of that is. I'm not going to dispute that at all. But like I said, if we cause problems, you know, we can go in there. We'll get permission from the Game and Fish. You know, we can go down there to, you know, Curtis's property, whoever's property. But still, you know, the ripples won't still in.
Well,
the silt deposits, the ripples are too wide, which most of Flat Creek's too wide because of all the cattle abuse.
Yeah.
But you know, the pools, if we silted any pools, then we'll go in there and you know, at our expense and help you guys clean those things out. I mean,
well, now you have to understand that I'm not speaking for Curtis Hatterley at all, whatsoever. You know, I don't have his permission to speak for him. I'm not speaking for him. He's a busy guy. He's got other things to worry about. It's just, you know, it's just part of the whole gig. You know, I mean, it's disruptive. It's just not good for Flat Creek, and it's only a small stretch. It can only take so much. And, you know, we talk about these things that's happened over the years, and hopefully by the time you get your project done, it'll put an end to it once and for all. So I do see a silver lining, but right now it's shit brown, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the downside. That's why we try to do it this time of year. You're the only guy brave enough to go fish in these conditions.
Well, you know, it's a lot more than that too. I don't even know what the answer is if there's a silt buildup. I don't know how bad it's going to be. I'm just, you know, documenting the fact and, you know, taking a look at things and seeing what's wrong. And, you know, I just don't remember ever seeing Flat Creek like that. And so it can't be good.
Well, it was when Dwayne Hart did his, project. And other than that, that's the only person that's done a project on Flat Creek.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't here. But, it survived that, too. Just as long as we're all, on the same page. I mean, you seem like you're a pretty honest guy. And I think that's the first step right there. I just don't want anybody bullshitting me, I don't want anybody telling me it's swans or shit like that.
Our interest is to make it a better fishery for everybody. I mean, honestly, it benefits the whole system. And like I said, if we cause a problem, if we cause a silt problem downstream, if it doesn't clear out, which there's going to be some sediment that's going to capture in some of the pools, it's not a big deal. We can go in there, we'll get the game of fish, and we can go in there in the core, and we'll clean out some pools, and if we tilted them up.
Well,
then it's not a very long stretch, and then you're in the salt river, and then that's just all muddy anyway. I mean, that's just a big silt mess anyway during the high water. Right. It was unusual last year, even in the spring, because we didn't have that much snow. I mean, it got muddy for about 2 weeks and then cleared right up, and that was unusual. I haven't seen that. And it was 2 years before that, but it didn't clear up until almost the end of August.
Right, and which
2011 year.
Yeah, and I've seen those things go on too. I'm just trying to look forward here, and it's not just for me.
I appreciate that, because honestly, I understand, because I'm very similar to you in a lot of ways, and I've seen developers that go in and they look at things from a real estate development standpoint. They don't think from a fishery standpoint, and that's why we've hired 2 different hydrologists, one out of Jackson and one out of Colorado, that consult on the project, so that we're getting the best advice that we can get. Now, it's still, no matter how much advice you get, during construction, it still makes a mess.
Right.
But, the long-term effects will hopefully, make it a lot better. We'll hopefully get a lot more brown spawning up in there, with all the riffles that we're creating.
Well, this is what I'm hoping, that and just the natural action of a certain amount of water going into those ponds will settle out some, and I can see all that. It's common sense. It depends. On what you do to fill the ponds. I know there probably isn't enough water come through Flat Creek to fill them. I imagine you have to fill them with the salt first and then put Flat Creek through them.
We're actually not taking any water out of Flat Creek to put into those ponds. That's all Salt River water. That's all Salt River irrigation water. We're just taking our irrigation and doing that. But so Flat Creek isn't going to be altered at all as far as,
What about the alterations that are going on right now in it? I mean, what is that for? Is it just creating a bigger pool? Is that what you're doing downstream here?
What are you talking about? In the creek?
Yeah.
Oh, so in the creek, so what we're doing is we're putting in a series of weirs that basically kind of create self-scouring pools.
Mm-hmm.
So that you always have a nice pool there. I think we're putting in 8 weirs, and then we're just doing, digging out pools and building some riffles, and then, we'll put in some woody habitat, we won't do that this year. We'll probably come back in the fall and lay some logs in there, to get the fishing cover.
Right.
So that's basically what it is a series of pools and riffles, a few weirs, and then we'll put some cover in there, to give the fish some cover. Yeah.
Well, again, all those things, once they're in place, will probably benefit Flat Creek more than harm it, and I can see that. I'm just, it's just, anytime I see what's going on right now, it just raises a red flag to me. I just can't believe how the color of that and how much silt and debris is going down there. I mean, even leafy materials, and things like that are coming down. And, building up here and there.
Well, I'll tell you what's been a little surprise to us is, as we looked at this, we figured that Flat Creek didn't have a lot of silt. It's going to be mostly a lot of clean rock. And it's amazing how much silt is in there. And of course, that's obviously a function of years and years and years and years of cattle,
Well, and
Flat Creek is twice as wide through the whole system as it needs to be.
Yeah, we talked about the Swiss cheese factory too, and all the garbage that they put down in there, and it didn't go anywhere. It's still there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and any time you do work in there, I can see that it's going to stir some stuff up, you know. And like I say, it's probably the best thing just to get it done and move on. But, man, if there's anything you could do to make it a little bit less disruptive, I'd appreciate it. And like I say...
That's what we talked about, you know. I mean, the Corps asked us to put straw bales in. I don't know if that does a whole lot. Then we talked about, you know, just taking a few scoops out. The Game and Fish says, no, get it done. We don't want this thing to be dragged over a couple of years. We want you to be done. And so they said, just go fast and furious. We know you're going to mud some things up, but we want it done. So just get going.
Right.
So that's you know, we're trying the best we can. We know it's inconvenience to you and to anybody that's downstream, but. So we will, you know, if we cause problems, we'll go down there. Somebody can go down there and say, hey, there's a pool you filled it in. Great, we'll go in there and we'll clean that pool out.
Well, we'll have to see how it ends up. You know, I mean, not only do I visualize it over the past 50 years, but I also have a pretty good photographic memory, and we'll just have to see how things go. You know, I mean, the whole naturally down there below Hatterley's has been excellent. Like I said, it's the best I've seen it in ever. Or it was, and now, you know, I'll be able to tell, you know, if things have been filled in, and you know, he doesn't have cattle. He's got a few horses and a jackass that runs around down there, and that's about it.
That's probably why it's looking better. That's probably why it's looking better than it ever has.
Exactly. Exactly. Plus the cleanup that he's done, which really amounted to virtually nothing in Flat Creek. All he did in Flat Creek is move an old car that was in there for riprap. And you know,
with him not running cattle, and we won't be running any cattle or livestock in there. I mean, it's all going to get better over the long term. You know, it really is, and there's nothing we can do about the Tinsers, you know, and their operation above. I mean, they do a fairly decent job of trying to keep them out of the creeks, but at the same time, you know, they're in there.
Right.
I mean, ranchers take every blade of grass they can.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's taken every you know, bit of self-control that I have not to grab my fishing pole and run down there. I can guarantee you that, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful above the project, and it's beautiful below the project, except for the silt, you know. And I just, man, if there's just any way to expedite things or do, you know, the least amount of I mean, I know you got to do so much to do the things you're talking about, but a track hoe in the water for hours at a time, it doesn't relate to what you're telling me. I don't understand how, you know, if there's only...
That's the problem, though. See, that's what we asked the Game and Fish is, you know, how do you want us to go about it? And they just said, go in there and just work as long and hard as you can.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. Otherwise, you know, we got to drag it over several years, you know, and they're saying, no, we don't want it that way. We want it done. Get in there and get it done. So
right. That's
why he's working on a Saturday, you know.
Sure.
Is to try to meet that, you know, March 15th deadline. So.
Okay, well, you know, let's. Hopefully we can, you know.
I'm going to be out of country all next week, so you know, keep in touch with me if you hear, or you know, let's touch base, you know, when I get back the following week. But even if you want to meet, well, I'll be up in there. I think around the 6th or 7th I should be up there.
Right.
So.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.
All right, thank you, Gene.
You bet. Bye.
Take care.